What's up, everyone? This is Ernesto once again from the Social Services Video Network, and I'm making a video this time around on being respectful versus keeping it real. Which one is better? You be the judge. Let's find out. So for those of us who are in the social services field, whether we be social workers or therapists, clinicians, working human resources, really anybody that's interfacing on a daily basis with human beings, clients, families, children, communities. For those of us who work in this field, we understand that one of the basic premises of what we do is that we need to be respectful of those people that we're dealing with. Oftentimes they may be colleagues or other professionals, but quite often they're children, their moms, their dads, their community members. And the reason why it's so important to be respectful with these individuals is that they're allowing us to come into their lives, to get into their lives, and hopefully help them in some way, whatever need they may have. However, in order for us to be able to do that, they need to let us in, and in doing so, they deserve our respect. Now, when many of us are trained on what this respect looks like, or when we go to school or we do an internship, it quite often comes across as almost a little bit of tiptoeing around, making sure we don't say the wrong thing, making sure we're very measured, very even-toned, very level-headed in our interactions. And that's not a bad thing at all. However, I do think in my 20 plus years of experience that we sometimes can go a little bit too far down that path, and in doing so, we lose, I think, part of our genuine selves in that interaction. Now, it's my opinion that if you are doing this work, if you're in this field, however you got here, you are most likely a person who is coming with some foundational level of respect in the way you interact with people. I assume that about most of my colleagues, that the reason they're in this work, the reason they're doing this, is because they're the type of person that cares about other people. And because of that, they're going to be respectful and interact in a way that is respectful and takes into account the well-being and personal rights of the individuals that they're working with. Now, I know that not everybody that works in our field comes with that same level of respect when they're dealing with individuals. Unfortunately, as in any profession, there are those of us or those of our colleagues who may have some work to do in certain areas. Respectful interaction with clients may be one of them. And for those individuals and others as well, to focus a lot of our energy into making sure that we are respectful in our interactions is a good idea. If you are a person that knows and has identified that maybe you need to be a little more careful about how you interact, by all means, that is at the forefront of what you should be thinking and doing when you interact with people. However, most of us who are coming into these interactions are doing so with the appropriate level of respect. We're mindful of how we speak, we're mindful of the message that we give, we're mindful of how it's landing on the other person. And so if we accept that as an assumption that's safely made for most people in social services, then my argument, or what I would say, is we should really focus our energies during interactions on being our genuine selves, because our genuine selves are already appropriately respectful. So when I have worked with families or individuals in my career, I've always found that what connects me to them is not because I said the right thing, or I didn't say something I shouldn't have said, or I said please and thank you, ma'am and sir. What has connected me to these people has been me being me. Sometimes that means I share a little bit about myself. I know we're trained professionally that we should maintain professional boundaries and not share about ourselves. However, I think there's a bit of a cultural assumption in that notion. And for some cultures, you can't even get past the front door without first explaining who are you, where are you from, who are your people, who are my people, do our people know each other, what's your history, what's my history. A lot of that foundational ground level work needs to be had in many cultures just to get to the main point of the visit or the interaction you're trying to have. So I've always found it to be helpful for me and for the people that I'm working with if we can both just be as real as possible, because that connection is going to allow us to be the most honest, be the most forthcoming, and get the most that we can out of the interaction so that I can help them and so that they can be helped. Now, sometimes when you're interacting in this way, you may say something that maybe you should have said it differently, or something may come across a little bit off. But if you've built this level of connection, then both of you understand that it's okay to make mistakes. And that other person is also watching what they're trying to say to you. So if you can build the relationship on genuine interaction, respect is contained within that genuine interaction, then you can get to a place that's going to be helpful for both of you. And that might sometimes mean, ma'am, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Sir, I probably should have said that differently. Let me explain to you what I meant. If you can have a conversation that you're able to be honest, you're able to be accountable, you're able to go back and redo things, I have found that that's how you're most likely going to have the best results with any interaction you're having. So in dealing with families, number one, always be respectful. If you're a person that you know you need to focus on your level of respect, then focus on that. Everything's going to be built off of that. However, if you're fairly confident that respect comes through and is ingrained in what you do, then really try to be yourself. Be your genuine self. Connect with the other person and allow them to be their genuine self so that you two can both reach a level of communication, interaction, and rapport that's real and gets down to the issues. Because when it comes time to get down to those issues that you're there for that are sometimes difficult, if you've connected and you're both okay with being real with each other, it makes those difficult conversations much more easy to go through. Whereas if you've built this relationship on a kind of superficial respect, it's still hard to get underneath that, to get into those difficult conversations. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about this video. Maybe you agree, maybe you totally disagree, or maybe you have something related or unrelated you'd like to add. Please drop it into the comments below and let's start a conversation and learn from each other so that we can all serve our clients and our families much better. Because what I hope to do is build a community, learn from each other, and hopefully have a little bit of fun while we're doing that. So I hope you subscribe, hope you like, hope you share. I'll put a couple other videos here that you can click on and see the types of videos that I have posted. And on this side, I'll put a link to my channel so that you can click on it and hit subscribe and push the little bell so that you'll get notified each time I upload something. And until next time, keep doing what you do, making the world a better place through social services.